Hello, learners. Welcome to this special session of ours today. My name is CPA Aringo Frederick, your instructor for these revisions this semester. So you'll find that our session today, I want us to dissect leadership and management, and basically the whole concept to do with it when it comes to what we should expect in our examinations. You notice that when they changed this unit, or rather when they introduced leadership and management, the key focus was to equip students with knowledge and skills so that at least they should always be kind of thinking not only like managers but also like entrepreneurs when it comes to the practical environment. We were used to a lot of theories, right? But this time around you'll find that leadership is a very practical unit that, again, if you approach it with an open mind, things will be very, very easy for us. So basically in our revisions, what must we always have in mind anytime you are dealing with leadership and management? Because at this point you know very well that leadership and management currently, we normally have like 12 topics. This is what we do have in this concept, or rather in our course of leadership and management, 12 topics. Out of the 12 topics, my good students, I'll want you to be very, very keen with these following topics. Because if you master these topics, you'll find that it will be very key for us. First of all, you should understand the whole concept. Of course, this is what? Introduction to management. Introduction to management. Introduction to management. You should be able and you should be very good in that. Then, topic number 2, or rather concept number 2, this case is of course topic number 2. Talk about evolution and development. Talk about evolution and development. Evolution and development. Evolution development of management thought. Evolution and development of management thought. Of management thought. Of management thought. You'll find that first of all, why is topic number 1 important? Because it will give us the whole basis of what we need to understand when it comes to the aspect of management. Topic number 2 is very key because at this point you'll find that these are things that somehow we can't apply. I must be having a fact for me to put it in a certain concept. Say for example, if they ask you, say like principles of Henry Fayol, these principles you can't kind of, they are the principles, guidelines which are there, meaning that you can't apply them in terms of, you can apply them in a situation, but first of all you have to know them. So that when you're talking about aspect of esprit de corps, when you're talking about the aspect of maybe unity of command, so you must know them for you to apply. And that's why it's very critical. So you'll find that topic number 2 is also a very important concept, or rather unit, or rather topic that you must always be having at the back of your mind anytime you're handling these concepts. Then number 3 bit, what you should be able to be good at this point, you normally tend to talk about now being introduced to the environment of leadership. And that is of course topic number 3, leading and management function. These are aspects of leading. Talk about leading as a function. Leading as a function. Leading as a function of what? Leading as a function of management. Leading as a function of management. So at any given point, at all costs, make sure that you are good in these first 3 topics. These are must to be good at even before you go to examinations. I'll explain one thing first of all. Introduction, giving us a basis. Evolution of management, rarely you can kind of apply it if you don't have the clear concept behind it. If you don't have facts, rarely you can apply it. Maybe they have asked you aspect of Frederick Taylor, application of scientific management thought in organization. Application of scientific thought in management, or rather in the organization today. You see, you must be having these facts of what are the contributions of Frederick Taylor so that you can interpret it with our management thought today. You see, like in that case, you must be having facts. That is why Mwalimu is saying that you must be very good at that. Leading as a function of management. The whole concept is leadership and management. Leading as a function of management now is introducing us to the whole topic, what you want to cover. That is aspect to do with what? Leading as a function of management. Then you'll find, my good students, without any aspect of fear of a contradiction, I'm going to tell you for a fact that all the other remaining topics, they are easily applicable. You can easily apply them so long as you're having the concept right. Say, for example, like when you're talking about maybe decision making, they ask you process of decision making. You see, in that case, these are things that you can relate it practically. Before I make this decision, what will I be requested, or rather, what should I do? Before I make a decision, of course, I'm going to look at this is what I need to decide. I'm going to look at alternatives and all these aspects, right? You'll find that this is one thing that you can always tend to do. You can always tend to try apply it. Maybe whenever they're asking you about enterprise management, these are enterprise management topic. What is the difference between intrapreneurship and entrepreneurship? You see, these are things that you can always tend to apply and just maybe putting or rather coming up with the facts. Or maybe if they asked you to give methods of generating ideas. Methods of generating ideas, you have so many methods, like talk about brainstorming, you can talk about research, we have so many methods in relation to that, you see. So these are some of the things that you can always tend to do, you can always tend to apply. When we are talking about marketing management, for marketing management is also a very key element that more so, for students of accounts, you must be very good at. So that will bring me to the fourth topic, which in this case, you must be having some certain facts and concept. Talk about marketing management. Marketing management. You must be having some key facts. Like, say, for example, marketing management, in this case, you ask to kind of explain the concept of marketing mix, or give the aspect of 4 P's and 4 C's in marketing management. You see, this one you must be having them at your fingertips. For you, as much as yes, you can apply, but if you're asked to describe 4 C's, if you don't have the idea at the back of your mind, of course, there's nothing that you can do. Or maybe they have asked you to give aspect of 4 P's. In that case, if you don't have it at the back of your mind, of course, there's nothing that you can do. So you'll find that marketing management, that is, I think, that should be topic number 10. Marketing management is also one key concept or topic that, again, you must be having at your fingertips. Right now, we are looking at, with the remaining period available, we are looking at ways that you can use or where you can strengthen your area of study, right? Then, after we do have this concept, of course, there is this one main element again, which Mwalimu will want to concentrate on more so in our session today, and these are case study. 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 In leadership and management. Case studies, of course, let us have it as a case studies in leadership and management. Case studies in leadership and management. And these are one area that Mwalimu will want to concentrate on more so at this session of ours today, an overview of what will be expected to know before we sit for our exams. Before we sit for exams, what will you be expected to know and understand? So, given the fact that, of course, this is the second time that we are doing leadership and management, of course, after the syllabus was revealed, you'll find that a case study in leadership and management is kind of, let me not say complicated, but you need to be a very smart student for you to handle it very clearly. And I'm going to give you a clue and tips on how you can handle the case studies questions. So, given the fact that you are given the case study, my good students, how to work out case studies, the best way that you can work it out. Of course, you'll also see the same method we are going to approach as we'll be looking at our questions in our block revisions. You'll find that for case study, these are scenario where you are given a practical concept, what is happening in the organization. Now, what is happening in this organization, you, not as a student, but you as a manager, you as probably maybe aspect of CEO, or rather maybe you as a person with a high position in the firm, what will you be expected to do? So you'll be given a case. Say, for example, maybe you can be told that, yes, you're given a scenario, maybe there's a change of management. Initially, we had a certain boss. this boss probably got transferred, or rather maybe resigned, and he was relating with the employees in this manner, Then here comes a new boss. He's coming up with these policies. He's coming up with the aspect of maybe his beliefs in the organization. So these are situations that you are given. Then after being given this situation, look at the questions that will be asked. Now at this point, remember, it is not confining on a specific topic of leadership and management. They can ask you, like maybe in such a scenario, what are the characteristics of a good leader based on the scenario that you are given. You can be asked to give type of the first manager who resigned and the second manager who is coming in. On the same case, you can also be told to maybe given, like say, the principles of, according to the principles of Henry Fayol, how is a certain principle applicable in such a situation. You see how these questions are normally being tested, more so for case study. So for case study questions, these are one bit, these are questions that whenever you are approaching it, at this point, my good students, I want you to always be an open-minded person. Don't say like, this is what I studied. If you approach it with what you studied, you're going to mess it up. So the best way to handle case study questions, first of all, when you're given a situation, go first of all through the questions. This is purely for the purpose of exams. This is purely, we are looking at it for the purpose of exams. As much as I normally advocate that we should always approach all these aspects not in an examination perspective, but at this time, I'm giving you based on examinations perspective. You've been given a question. Specifically, I'm talking about case study. Of course, I'll be giving you other clues as we continue the block revisions. You're given a specific case study. So the best thing that you should do, my good student, first of all, is go through the questions. Don't go through the case. Go through the questions that they have asked in relation to that case. After you've gone through the questions, say for example, let me just use this simple illustration here. Let me use this simple illustration here. These are questions that we are going to do. So maybe I'm having, say, like, these are questions for case study, which will be handling it, of course. So you see, like, for example, these are cases that you are given, right? These are case study, or rather, these are cases that you are given. So given this case, the first thing that you need to do, just go through what? Go through the questions required, whatever that the examiner wanted us to do. After I've gone through the required, say for example, like in this case, I'm required to explain the limitations of on-the-job training offered by PQR Bank Limited. Then describe the measures that PQR Limited should put in place in order to reduce the high turnover of the management trainees. So basically at this point, by going through the question, I can clearly see that you have the concept of staffing. And staffing in this case, because I'm talking of aspect of employees. And also on the same case, I'm having the aspect of on-job training. So this one, you'll find that already it will help me to know what I am dealing with. It will help me to identify the areas of our focus. So that when I'll be going through this case study, of course, I've noted that they have asked me about on-job training. So that is where my focus will be. That will assist you to save a lot of time. I know that is where our focus will be. So I'll just be pinpointing some concepts to do that. Then whenever I'm asked of where we will ask for the limitations, say for example, describe the measures that a PQR should put in place in order to reduce high turnover. So I'm expecting that in this case that I'm given, I'm expecting that we will be having high turnover for our staffs. So given that fact, I'll be approaching it in a manner that I'm looking at the reasons why we'll be having high turnovers. You see? So that is what Mwalimu is trying to kind of describe it for us, so that whenever I'm approaching these questions, at least we should be very, very good to know what we are dealing with, And trust you me, if you approach it in that manner, you'll find that leadership and management, it not be a menace like what we used to have with SG. It will always be swift. And again, if you can check the pilot paper which was tested, and of course, the December 2021 exams which was tested, what you realize is that now for leadership and management, we'll be having 7 questions. You'll be given 7 questions for leadership and management. You'll be given 7 questions. Out of these 7 questions, question number 1 is compulsory. Question number 1, which is a case study, this one is compulsory. This one is compulsory. You must do that. Then you have to select other 4 questions. You'll have to select other 4 questions. You'll have to select other 4 questions to give us a total of 5 questions. Now, meaning that out of 6 questions that will have remained, you'll have to select the 4 questions. The best way to select these 4 questions is how? My good students, and this one you can take it to the bank. These 6 questions that are remain, kindly try to identify the question that you have a very good knowledge at. Don't just kind of pick the points, or rather pick questions that they follow each other. Maybe question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, question 5. No. In this case, try to identify the question that you know you can earn a lot of points. And this question that can give you a lot of points is what you can start with. Then go to the next question that will give you the second highest point. Do like that up to the point when you reach for the 4 questions. The other 2 questions that remain, just leave it, ignore them completely. Because recall, as much as you can decide, and maybe you're having a lot of time where you can do all the questions, the examiner will only concentrate on the first 4 questions plus the compulsory one that you'll have tackled. The other questions, even they won't be looked at. So that's why Mwalimu is saying that try as much as possible to pick your best bet. Try as much as possible to pick the best question that you feel you can earn a lot of points. And if you approach it in that manner, you'll find that you will be in a very, very good position for you to pass this paper on first attempt. So that is the one thing that you should know. You'll be expected to have 7 questions. Out of these 7 questions, question 1 is compulsory. Then you'll be required to select the other 4 questions. Then on these 4 questions, Mwalimu is saying, out of the 4, try to figure out, out of the 6 questions, try to figure out the best 4. As much as you're having time, you can do all of them, of course. But start with the first 4 that you feel you can earn a lot of points on the same. And if you approach it in that manner, you'll find that things will be very, very easy for us. So that was just an overview of what you'll be expected to cover more so in this revision period of ours. So that this is to say that in our next session, now we are going to handle our model paper. That is question number 1. And that is, of course, case study. So I want us to exhaust on the case studies concepts. And once you've exhausted on the case study concepts, you'll find that going forward, things will be very, very easy for us. And just master the tips that Mwalimu is giving you. And trust me, after your exams, you'll call Mwalimu and say thank you. So to this point, let us go to the block model paper. Kindly, if maybe you've gotten a chance to watch us via YouTube, you don't have that block model paper, you can inbox us on the number that have just been displayed below this video. You can inbox us and we'll send you this model paper actually for free. You just be having this model paper. Now it will be upon you to do your revision. The model paper we are going to share the model paper with you. So that as at the end of the day, it will be our happiness if we all pass. It will be our happiness if we all pass. So to that point, join me in the next session where now we are going to introduce revision officially with our questions. Thank you so much, guys, and let us meet in the next session. Thank you.